So Joe Biden, who, I don't even know if I need to describe Joe Biden. So Biden says he is unlikely to issue executive order canceling $50,000 in student loan debt. And then you got this face. Imagine, like, we're going to have to look at this motherfucker for the rest of, like, you know, I don't know, like, for a while. We're going to have to look at this guy's fucking face for a while, and I'm not looking forward to that. But anyway, President-elect Joe Biden admitted that it's unlikely he will use an executive order to eliminate upwards of $50,000 in student loan debt. Now, I want to be very explicit here. Right? The language. You gotta pay attention to the language when you're looking at these politicians, right? The language here. So Joe Biden says, it's arguable. It's not arguable. There is no argument. That's like saying, okay, you see what's in this bottle of water? Well, this bottle of water is arguably going to hydrate your body. It's arguably going to provide necessary nutrients to your body, or at least, you know, the vehicles for those nutrients. This bottle of water, it's arguably compromised of hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms. This bottle of water, it's arguably, you know, you get my point. You get my point. It's not arguable. You can read the letter of the law. You can read the text of the law. And there is a yes or no binary answer to this. It is not arguable that the President of the United States could eliminate such debt. It is factually true that the President of the United States is legally able to exercise that power. But let's read. It's arguable that the President may have the executive power to forgive up to $50,000 in student debt, Biden told a group of newspaper columnists on Wednesday. Well, I think that is pretty questionable. I'm unsure of that. I'd be unlikely to... Again, it's not questionable. He is unsure of that because he's a dullard. Joe Biden, he is a dullard. That's why he is unsure of whether or not that is the case. I'd be unlikely to do that. That's the only true thing. He is unlikely to give a flying fuck all about any American citizen, let alone ones with student loan debt. I've spent most of my career arguing against the imperial presidency, Biden continued. You supported the war in Iraq. You were one of the biggest and most vociferous advocates for the war in Iraq, Joe Biden. I spent most of my career arguing against the imperial presidency. When you and Barack Obama took office, you did not even think about prosecuting George W. Bush for war crimes. You did not even think about holding the people in that presidential cabinet and that administration accountable for the crimes against humanity they committed. And this guy is going to say he has spent most of his career arguing against the imperial presidency? What? Dumb bullshit. Dumb bullshit. And as Joe Biden would say himself,
I get your words straight, Jack.
I love that clip. This guy is up there defending imperial presidential actions, and then he's saying he has spent, that's like saying I've spent most of my career, really worried about the gravel that is utilized in our streets in this country. It's like, maybe I've thought about that once in my life ever. But to say that I've spent most of my career worried about such a thing, it's bizarre, it's ludicrous, it's wrong. We got 3 equal branches of government. I'm confident that there are a number of areas that are of such consequence that they go beyond the partisan boundaries. What does that mean? I covered yesterday that Joe Biden said he is going to try to work with Republicans. What that means is he is going to compromise on everything. I saw Joe Biden say that Republicans are not the problem, which they are. And Joe Biden, this is just ridiculous. I don't know, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, this is just some dumbass bullshit, but let's read the rest of this. In September, New York Senator Chuck Schumer and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren proposed that if elected, Biden should bypass Congress and utilize his authority under the Higher Education Act to forgive up to $50,000 in student loan debt from each borrower. Biden's remarks appear to suggest that he believes doing so would be an abuse of power. An abuse of power? To forgive people's student loan debt? which is immoral in the first place, which is predatory in the second place, to forgive that debt, using words like forgive, in my opinion, are, I think, misframing this. To eliminate that debt, that's an abuse of power? Again, this is coming from the guy who supported the war in Iraq and wanted to turn the page after being elected in 2008 against the imperial presidency, my asshole. Well, on the campaign trail, Biden said he would be in support of wiping $10,000 in student loan debt as a part of a coronavirus stimulus package. Read, not in an executive order, which would mean it would not take place on day one, and it could take place weeks, maybe months, if ever, after him being sworn in. This would imply that the House and Senate could reach an agreement on such a divisive issue, especially after it took them several months to negotiate the terms of the current $900 billion stimulus deal. So he thinks the House and Senate are going to work on $10,000. That is a compromise already. He doesn't want the House and the Senate to work on 50. He wants the House and the Senate to work on 10. When he himself alone, without the House and the Senate, could do 50. Think about that. This is your progressive hero? Despite taking a stringent stance on how he would prefer to see the student loan debt crisis handled, Biden at least acknowledged that it is a problem crushing the lives of young people. You know what else is a problem? Shitting on the sidewalk. You know what I'm going to continue doing every single day of my life? I'm going to go outside every single day and I'm going to shit all over the sidewalk. I'm going to shit on this. I'm sorry. Like I don't understand this idea that oh, this is a problem, so I'm going to do nothing. What? I don't, it's like a drug addict trying to tell themselves oh yeah, I've got an addiction. Tomorrow, this is my last dose. Tomorrow, I'm going to quit. Tomorrow, I'm going to quit. Cigarettes, heroin, sugar. Tomorrow, I'm going to quit, they say. What the fuck is this? I seriously, you know what? You know what? I've got a very wonderful clip lined up here. This is Joe Biden.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but you're now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
Lion, dog-faced pony soldier. That is Joe Biden. This guy, honestly, he's not much better than Donald Trump. Really, the only calculus for why I like Joe Biden more than Donald Trump is that Joe Biden would stop the bleeding. He's not going to stitch up the wound, but he's going to stop the bleeding a little bit. This country is a failed state. It is an empire in collapse. The shit's gone. Joe Biden is proof of that. If this country is pudding, Joe Biden is the proof. There you go. Boom. Wasn't that profound? Holy shit. God damn. I should write a fucking book or something. Holy fuck.